We're breaking down another dance practice today, and this time it's going to be to NewJeans, and it's actually going to be to their Golden Disc Awards dance practice, and we're mainly going to be focusing on the Cool With You section, just because that's more of the new part anyway. The Ditto section is pretty much all the same, so if you've seen the Ditto original dance practice, that's pretty much the same anyway. So yeah, let's go and break this one down. I created a new gaming channel, Ladies Man TTV, so go and subscribe to that where all my gaming content will be on there. And yeah, let's go and roll this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's go, baby. So what I like about this intro is that we have this top-down view of this flower formation when Hain is center, and she's essentially starting us off with this like Cool With You remix, right? They expand to this formation where they do full extensions of their arms and their legs as well. Like this V formation that they have, and we'll have the rest of the members transition in for the actual song. Perfect. So the reason why I want to actually point out the transition into the actual song is because it's actually underrated how they came in. So the way that they came in is that they literally just walked in and then they started the choreo the minute they got to their spot, right? Or the second they got to their spot. What's important about this is that when you're just gonna do a walk-in transition, or if you just walk in to get to your spot and do choreo, it's actually really important that you're not late or not early to your spots. So for example, if you're early, then it looks like you're just waiting for the beat to get there. If you're late, it looks like you're rushing to your spot. So it's actually really important that you get there right on time, so that it's just seamless. So that's what I really like about that part. And then Hain honestly just killed that intro where they had that flower formation and they expanded out, and they did a great job of fully utilizing the extensions of their arms and their legs. And what's important about to point out is actually the backup dancers. There's gonna be a lot of walking, and there's actually gonna be a lot of arms, like freestyle arms that they use to bring out the full potential of Cool With You, or at least the dance for itself. You can see how they're already walking around NewJeans. And let me just point out something that they just did. They actually just like raised their arms in this specific part of the song. And again, this is just like atmospheric choreo to just help highlight NewJeans in general. They're gonna go and create this U formation, and then yeah, they're gonna go and create this U formation right here while they give NewJeans this like upper level while the backup dancers have a lower level. This just gives the formation a little bit more of a dynamic. And then I think with NewJeans performance directors, I think they love columns because they have a similar column formation in Super Shy. And so with the chorus itself, I think having the backup dancers add on to the chorus really brings out the full picture of the choreo for Cool With You. So like when the chorus actually starts and they do the choreo along with NewJeans, but they kind of repeat it again and then they continue and catch up for the second part, I think the choreo looks really good when a lot of people are doing it. And again, they're fully extending their arms and they're not really hitting really hard with their bodies. It's very more breathy, more airy in the choreo. So think about it like they're not trying to kill the choreo, but rather than be patient, or rather actually be patient with the choreo. You want to breathe throughout the piece. You don't want to hold your breath, otherwise you look stiff, you look too tense. You want to actually relax for this type of dance. There's gonna be a lot of posing here, and again, they're gonna like just run off stage here, I think. There we go. Yeah, they start running off stage. It's kind of like a build up, right? So that way we can go ahead and really highlight NewJeans when they do this second part of the chorus. Now, what I want to point out about NewJeans is that every dance practice that I've seen so far, they have improved their performance and their stage presence every time. They look a lot more natural, and they look a lot more natural doing their actual moves. Their movement quality has improved. and they look much more confident on stage. I've always liked this part about Cool With You, just because they play around with hand choreo and they use camera angles to go and really highlight this section right here. Love it. And then again, they're utilizing the backup dancers to really bring out what they're trying to show us artistically. Nice. And then they go and condense into that like circle formation, right? So what I really like about how they're using their backup dancers is the fact that they're not actually throwing a bunch of choreo for them to do, but rather do atmospheric choreo and just like in general give us the feel in the vibe of the song. So even though they're doing these, even though they're not really doing a lot of moves, there's a lot of intention in the way that they all walk, in the way that they all switch formations, and the way that they all like really reach for each other or reach out when they're extending their arms. Just because they're not really doing choreo, it doesn't mean you can't put intention behind those moves. They're able to give us like the way that the song has to feel without having to do a bunch of choreo. It's a little bit more abstract, if that makes sense. And again, another column formation right here. And I'm going to point out something with that specific part. And I think that was like the most choreo that they did in the entire practice, in my opinion. I think that was like really the only part that was actually set. So they get into this column formation and they do the choreo, but each column actually does the choreo in opposite directions. So what this does is that they normally will probably learn like the original choreo, and what happens is when the formation is set, to give more effects, what they did here is they had each column do the choreo but in different directions, or like essentially opposite, mirrored. What this will do is that it gives the column formation like a zipper effect, so that way when they all do it at the same time, they kind of like create this zipper formation because they did the choreo in opposite ways, and it's because each column did the choreo opposite ways, if that makes sense. So one column probably was doing original choreo, and then the other column next to them would do the opposite, so that way it gives that zipper formation. But I feel like that was like the most choreo that they did all together, and they were clean as hell. See, like another column formation, bro. I think they love that shit. I think here what they're gonna do, I love the switch up with what NewJeans does here, because they're gonna do a little bit of like of an OMG section, and you can tell that they're trying to switch up the vibes given on how NewJeans is actually smiling, and they want to radiate the energy towards us. And I think Honey does a good job here. Minji does a good job. All the members do a good job, but I just wanted to point out Honey and Minji specifically in that section. But if you've seen the Ditto dance practice already, it's pretty much the same. I think the only difference here obviously are the outfits. But what I actually want to point out is the difference between the original dance practice to this one is that they just look more confident on stage, right? It's just getting easier for them. You know, even though they're not necessarily like a group that's been around for a while, they want to give us the fact that, hey, we're going to give you a dance practice and you'll see that we've improved every single time. This remix is fire too. Yeah, you'll see that pretty much everything is going to be the same in terms of blocking and formations. And what I do like and what I want to point out about Ditto in general is that they have these mini moments where they look at each other and smile at each other. And it really gives that vibe of like 5 friends just got together and choreographed this real quick. And they're like, yeah, let's just do it. They might have done slight adjustments and slight changes to their choreo, but again, it's not like the biggest difference in terms of like from the original dance practice, in my opinion. But yeah, like I said, movement quality has improved, stage presence has improved as well. Dude, I love this song. When I first heard this song, this was on repeat for so long. It was crazy. Love this formation right here where they have this like off-center diagonal type shit. I really like that part. And I don't know if this is the difference, I think, but this like some footwork. That was clean as hell. Yeah, and these are the moments where they look at each other and it's like, yo, we're really doing this. And we're having fun with it. And then they're gonna go back into that iconic sleeping pose for Ditto just to end us off. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this dance practice right here. I think with NewJeans, every dance practice that I've seen, at least with new ones, they've been improving every single time, and I think that should be the case for a lot of groups anyway. I'm glad that they had this take for Cool With You and they utilized a lot more dancers, and I like that the fact that they used more of like kind of an abstract kind of formations and approach to the actual song rather than just throwing a bunch of choreo at the backup dancers. So I love the way that they use the effects and actually love the way that they utilize the dancers. Yeah, again, NewJeans always improving on every dance practice, and can't wait for them to release new music because, you know, they're the ones that got me into K-pop. If y'all are bunnies, go and subscribe. I'm gonna go and break down more of their dance practice when they release more. Peace.